to an episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host, the Machine Hughes, and joining me this week to talk everything DC is the lovely Freyja.
Hi
Freyja,
guys. What's
hey.
up?
I think we're going to change the name of the pod. I think we're going to be called the Definitive Couple moving forward.
I agree.
I think that's where we're going with this. I
Yep,
don't know.
definitive couple, guys. That's the new name of the show.
Woo!
Woo!
All right. So, lots of things to talk about. Not just all comic book related this time around. However, there's I have a bit of fly in my ointment. I kind of want to talk to someone about, and I
Okay.
don't. You're a perfect sounding board.
I am.
You are.
I am.
All right. So this bad boy was out over the last couple of weeks. This is Batman 357. It's a facsimile cover. It's a facsimile comic. Primarily, do you know what's important about this book? I'm getting all old timers now, sorry. But do you know why this book gets a facsimile cover?
No. Why?
First appearance of Jason Todd.
Oh.
Back before he was stealing hubcaps off Batmobiles.
Okay.
Interesting story, introduces the squid. The squid, it's the episode with the squid in the Batman the Animated Series is loosely based on this comic book. That's not why I want to talk about it. This is a facsimile cover, right? So basically, if you haven't seen these before, the way this works is that it's a carbon copy of the original, but costs a fraction of the price. Okay. You can tell it's a carbon copy because it's got a barcode on, right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because it's a carbon copy, you've got the approved by the comics code. This book first came out. I'm going to get really old timers. This is a 1983 book. Were you even born in 1983?
No, I was not alive. No.
I was not even a wink in my father's eyes. All right, okay. Nope. All right. Here's the thing that bugs me. This comic is from 1983 when the comic code was prevalent, right? Okay.
Yeah.
If you buy this facsimile copy from the shop, your comic book shop, you will notice that in the blurb here next to the barcode, it says 13 plus. Now, I read comics like this back in the 80s, and I was not 13.
No.
I read comics of the Comics Code era, and I was not 13. My question is this. Does a comic from the 80s, apart from the Dark Knight Returns, I suppose, does it need an age stamp if it's already been approved by the Comic Code?
I don't think so, no.
Because it's a simpler time, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was a time when not everyone was up. People are so bored now that they just find things to get upset about.
Oh, right. I'll try not to be upset about it then. Okay.
Well, I mean, like offended by stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Not upset.
Yeah.
People go out of their way to be offended by things now, and it's straight up ridiculous. Like, because even just today, I was on my timeline because I was waiting to start, and I'm seeing people complaining about the South Park game that came out in 2017. I'm like, guys, it came out in 2017. Why are you bitching about it now? And it's South Park. Of course it's going to be offensive. That's their shtick. That's their thing. They make fun of everybody. That's what it is. And they're like, oh, this is Bob. I'm like, grow the fuck up. Like,
wise words.
Stop getting offended by everything. Yes, there are things to be offended by, but you guys are just so privileged, bored people that don't have any real problems that you have to make shit up to get upset.
There you go. Cool. Go and check the book out. It's great. Yeah. It's a really nice piece of nostalgia. And if you like Batman the Animated Series, you'll see the parallel. And just remember that the comic came first, not Batman the Animated Series. Fair enough. Cool. Right. Before we get into our books, of which there are a couple of humdingers, has to be said, there is some housekeeping. It seems that DC, in their infinite wisdom, are going to be culling some books.
Yes, they are.
Yes. I am not happy about this. Why am I not happy about this, Freyja?
I don't know. Probably because they're getting rid of a character you like.
Which one, do you think? Which book do I absolutely love?
You like a lot of books.
I do like a lot of books.
Something with fishnets, possibly, or Black Canary, maybe.
Right. Batgirls is coming to an end.
Yeah, Batgirls.
I can't believe it, man. This book, we talk about DC doing different things. Trying to move away from being Bat-centric. Monkey Prince, for example.
Yep.
And fair enough, Batgirls has an element of Bat in it, but Bruce Wayne's hardly in the book ever.
Yeah.
I just think it's a waste, man. It's a waste. Has the idiosyncratic book done its time? Do people want something a little bit more traditional?
I don't know. What I think is that it's just coming down to money. If it's not selling, they're not going to keep it. Because I remember Batgirls, I kind of liked it sometimes, and sometimes I didn't like it. It was up and down for me. But yeah, I don't know. I am happy about one cancellation, though.
Oh, I know you would be. And is this Tim Drake Robin by any chance?
The insult of a book that is that hot pile of garbage. Yes.
Yeah, crazy. People forget. Go on.
I was just going to say, I want good books for LGBT. I'm sick of hand-me-down table scraps bullshit. We already have gay characters. You don't need to take legacy characters that have been heterosexual for decades and then make them gay and be like, haha, look, we did something. That's the laziest garbage you could possibly hand to people. Because I want freaking Onyx. What's his name? Onyx. I want. Midnighter. We have characters that are already gay. I want a good story with Batwoman, for crying out loud, and not one goes, "Hey, look, remember she's a lesbian? Hey, look, remember she's a lesbian?" In every freaking issue, guess what? We don't read Batman and be like, "Oh yeah, remember when I banged this chick on this rooftop? Oh yeah, remember when I hooked up with so and so here?" They don't do that. We want actual good stories. Yes, they are gay. Yes, they have relationships, and we can show that. But it shouldn't be the main focus. And Tim Drake just went all sorts of cringy and weird, started acting like a freaking, I don't even know. The dialogue was bad. The art was terrible. It just was so apparent they put they didn't give a shit is what it was. And it was very apparent.
It's funny. You have a professional life. I have a professional life outside of these pods, right?
Yeah.
I do not go to work and I do not go, "Oh, hey, look, there's my workmate Paul. Paul's gay. Oh, hey, there's my workmate Bob. Bob's gay. Oh, look, there's Selena. She's gay." It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
They're just people. I don't understand why the motif in these comic books has to be that first. I'll say this right now, and I've said it before. When it comes to gender identity and sexuality, I am the most laid back person you will ever find.
Yeah.
When I say laid back, it's because I don't judge people. I don't think of people. People are people.
Yeah. It would be like me going to work and be like, "Oh, there's Richard. Did you know Richard's a transvestite, person, and he loves doing drag shows, but he's not gay, but he just likes dressing up and blah blah blah, and and he's sorry, not transvestite. He's going through the transitioning of blah blah blah." And I'm like, I don't say that to people. I'm like, oh, hey, Richard, what's up? How's it going? He goes, yeah, great.
And Richard doesn't bring it up every time either. That's the thing.
And
it's not a natural conversation.
Yeah, and Richard, he is transitioning, but at this point, he still goes by he, because he hasn't fully transitioned. But when he's doing the drag shows, he goes by she. So I'm like, yeah, and I understand that, and that's how we talk. And it's just. But I don't go up to people like, "Oh, did you know so-and-so is gay? This is so-and-so. They're, blah, blah, blah. Or this is so-and-so. They have a trans son. Or this is so-and-so. They're in an open relationship. And I don't do it. And I don't introduce myself by, my sexuality or anything either. And
I introduced you as the guitar-playing blonde who wears fishnets. That's how I introduced you. Is that right?
Yeah, and here's the thing, I don't want people to know that's my business, you know. I'm not going to go around, and I especially don't do that in interviews. They have a little checkbox of like, what's your sexuality? I'm like, none of your damn business. And I say,
That's
I'm not going to answer, because this is a job. This is a workplace. Why do they need to know who I take home?
I do that all the time. I do it all. It's like, I'll put my age on because I have no way of getting around that.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like gender, leave it blank. Sexuality, leave it blank. Religion, leave it blank.
Yeah, because it's none of their business. What I do at home is none of their business.
True that.
I could be a Satanist, and it's none of their damn business. I'm not going to do that stuff at work. No.
Let me just, because I'm creating a profile for you.
I'm not, but
let me just say it. Right, so I've wrote Satanist, because does that mean you wear satin as well as fishnets?
Yes, I actually love satin. Satin lace, fishnets. I love all that stuff. Corsets are awesome too. I had a thing. You can even ask. I don't know. Would Josh know? Josh.
I think we'll take a break just now.
Not in that way. I used to wear corset tops all the time. I don't do that anymore.
All right. Okay. So there you go. There's our rant over for the week. Well,
yeah.
Until we get
at least right now.
Yeah.
the rant for now.
I suppose the point of this matter is this: if you want to have representation in comic books, do it accurately, do it authentically, and then people will love it. Do it half-assed, and people aren't going to respect you across the board. I don't know anybody who the book Tim Drake is aimed at says to me, "Wow, I'm really great. I'm so represented in that book." Says nobody I know.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you how bad it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Right, let's on with the show. Book-wise, we're going to go back a week. This is Freyja's choice.
Yes.
This is the Flash special. It's 1 minute war. Start the clock. It actually, I'm a little bit lost on this as to why it's been done, because it's a collection of issues 790 through 792. 790 only came out December time, January time. So I don't understand why this is that, but hey ho. Stats wise, Jeremy Adams is on writing, Roger Cruz is on art, inks are Matt Banning and Wellington Diaz. Mr. Diaz, I have to say you have one of the funkiest names ever. Good call. Luis Guerra is on colors, and letters are the indescribable Rob Lee. So, Freyja, this was your choice. I know we don't normally talk Flash, but what was it that kind of caught your attention on this one?
Well, it's different. Like I said, everything seems to be Batman associated. So I like to dip in and see what everyone else is up to sometimes. You know, and there's no Wonder Woman. I was really hoping to find a Yara book, but we didn't have anything come out with Yara. So I was like, all right, well, who else have we not talked about in a long time? I was like, well, we never talk about Flash, and there's no Green Lanterns or anything. So let's talk Flash. And so I was like, okay, I'm confused. There's some talking about Woo, so I guess there's some Monkey Prince stuff being thrown in here as well. And so I was like, okay, this is very interesting. I don't know all of the speedsters' names because I'm not really a huge Flash fan, or I know the main Flash. I know Wally and Barry and Jay, and that's about it. I know that Barry had kids, and I know Godspeed, and I know Reverse Flash and stuff like that. But I don't know who this Purple Flash is.
This is Max Mercury.
Yeah.
He's one of the Golden Age Flashes. And he normally, to get access to the Speed Force, if I remember correctly, he has to recite a formula.
Mm-hmm.
And by concentrating on the formula means he opens up the Speed Force. And back in the day, was the mentor for the Impulse Flash, the Bart Allen Flash, when Bart Allen had his own series way back when. There you go. Brought to you by Johnny Oldtimer's Machine Hughes.
Yeah. Well, I really liked it. I thought this was interesting because, like I said, we don't really talk about the Flash. It was just kind of nice to see the different Flashes, and I know that they had another issue, the special with everyone else and stuff. So it was just kind of interesting. I don't really know exactly what's going on, but It was
Good review.
interesting. Yeah, I know, good review for me.
Yeah.
You know.
So story-wise, the way this works is this is an invasion. It's an invasion fleet, but it all happens at super speed. That's the hook.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why everybody's frozen. It's not everyone's frozen. It's just that everybody is moving at that great, humongous, super speed force speed. That's why people like one of the Wally's kids is frozen and all that sort of stuff. Like B is not getting poured. It's because the idea is this whole war takes no longer than a minute.
Yeah, from what I gathered, they're trying to get they're gathering resources because their planet's dying because they were screwing around with stuff and the Speed Force. And so they're going planet to planet to steal their resources, and they've never come in contact with a planet that had speedsters before. And so that's why they're having this war. Is everyone's not like you said, everyone's not frozen. It's just that this is what's happening when all these speedsters are running through they're all fighting at the same time. When speedsters are fighting speedsters, this is what it looks like, and it's interesting.
Well, it's an interesting idea, but then it kind of loses its way a little bit, I think. Is Iris dead, or is she just between heartbeats?
I don't know. I think she's just between heartbeats, to be perfectly honest. Because like I said, everything's moving. This is all hyperspeed stuff going on. And the art style is just, I don't know. And also the thing with like the speed, when you hit stuff, there would not be like the devastation wouldn't really happen because everything's still frozen in time. So things would not really move. So
that's a shout.
Like when they put the drill thing in, that whole area around it would still exist, but you would see like the shockwave maybe slowly moving out, but the shockwave wouldn't just decimate everything. Because I'm like, if this all happens with like a minute, that's gonna not happen for a long time. Because I remember there was an issue with Barry Allen Flash where like what was it? The city was gonna explode or something, and so he ran in and saved everybody in the city. Like he ran in and grabbed everyone and pulled them all out. I was like, that's what this would be. That devastation would not have happened yet. It would be in the process of happening very slowly. So it would be like a Dragon Ball Z episode, like 5 minutes and then 26 episodes later, it would. And so all these people, because if the stuff's on the ground, then they would have a reaction because the stuff's on the ground. So that's one thing I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but people don't really know how to write the Speed Force very well. And I don't know why well, gosh dang it, I really need to know these kids' names. The one with Wally, the one who runs into the wall. I'm like, why did he think that would work? Why would he think that would work?
Why? Because there's a speed so it vibrates through.
But is he the one who can vibrate through? I don't think he's the one who can vibrate. Can they? Can they all do that?
Well,
I don't think all of them can do that. But I like seeing Jay back. I'm always happy seeing Jay. But yeah, this story, I was like, it's interesting. It's the art. I sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And how is Barry? Is that Barry in the red suit, or is that Wally?
Where?
I think that might be Wally when he's crying on like I don't even know what page it is.
I've gone too far.
No, I think because that's Barry. He's holding Iris, I think. Yeah, it's okay. It's Wally. How is he crying through the eye things in the suit?
I sometimes think the Speed Force, especially in this environment, is very much like being underwater. It's kind of like not the physical element, but in comic books, it doesn't matter what you say, the environment is, because all the characters react the same, as we'll find out later on. But it's interesting you mentioned the art. The art's by Roger Cruz. And when I was doing my research, it came to light that Roger Cruz has been around for a while. Used to have a website and was devoted to is it a swipe or is it a homage type instance. So you show original piece of art, then you'd see another piece of art that someone had drawn as a homage or as a carbon copy of. And the question would be, is it a homage or is it a lift? Is he lifted it? Is he stolen the art sort of thing?
Yeah.
And once I'd read that, it's kind of like seeing something for the first time and you can't get it out of your head, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this book and I'm thinking to myself, nothing too dramatic, I will say that from the get-go. But as I'm looking through this book, I think page 2, let me just move this so I can actually get to it. That's lost. Where's it at? So this page, where's the page with the bad guys at? Let me get there.
With the bad guys on it? Like,
Yeah, here we
like
go.
the general?
Check it out, man. Look it out. There's Mr. Sinister from the X-Men.
Yeah, he does look like Sinister from the
Behind
X-Men.
him is Lion-O from Thundercats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then later on, we talked about gender neutral earlier on. Later on, a female, pretty much female-like, Batman Who Laughs turns up. Where's that at? Where's that at? I've seen it somewhere. Where's it at? There it is. There you go. It's the Joker that laughs, that likes a cross-dress.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can we stop doing the Batman Who Laughs? He wasn't even the best looking one out of the Batmen.
So I kind of got to that point. I got to this point and I was like, I'm confused now. And at which point my interest waned a little bit. But all in all, I thought it was okay. It's a fun read. There's lots of interaction between the different Flashes, so you've got to know your Flashes. You're absolutely right. You do need to know your Flashes. But I still don't understand. I mean, the same week this came out, Flash 794 came out, which is still part of this storyline. So then surely comic book stores still have Flash 790 through 793 in stock. If so, why would you buy a special?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just want them all in one book. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm confused.
I don't know.
I'm confused. I am confused. But still, if you like your Flash, there's plenty of Flashes in there. I'm sure you will get an absolute flashgasm. Is that a word?
Flashgasm. Yeah, they're all there. You know, even get the special before that, and they have more there.
Yeah, you get Jesse Quick. You know, I haven't seen her.
That's what I was talking about with the Monkey King. I was talking about the special because they mentioned Woo. Sorry, I was getting both those books confused, but yeah, but yeah, they're mixing everyone in there, so everyone's there. I don't know how everyone's around each other, but I haven't been watching or reading the Flash books. So I don't know.
Right, time for a break. I think it's time for this advert. I've been running this a lot in different pods. So this is the K-pop Cosmos.
Yay!
Check it out.
Woo!
Only one complaint. It's there at the bottom. You told me there'd be fishnets. Where are the fishnets and tie-highs? God damn it.
Sorry. I was trying to be appropriate with that one.
Screw appropriate.
Sorry.
Son of a. No, well done. Excellent. So, K-Pop Cosmos, once a month show featuring this lovely lady.
Yeah.
Maggie Mag, who
It's got
talks
me.
Yay!
Yay.
Talk about everything that is K-pop.
Yep.
Yep. Good job.
Yeah.
Well done. Great advert. Well done.
Oh,
Well
thank
done
you.
indeed. Right, next up is one of my choices. This is Superman Lost, #1. Plot and script by Christopher Priest. Plot and art by Carlo Paglian. Inks by, I've got Jason Pads, but I'm not sure if I've got that right. Jeremy Cox is on colors. Letters are by William Schubert. This is one of those annoying Superman books or DC books that is out of continuity because Green Arrow's still around. It's that simple.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So basically, the way this works is that there's a mission. The team go to save the world as they always do. In doing so, Soups has to fly into an anomaly like a black hole.
Yeah.
They use the lasso of truth to keep hold of him, and somewhere along the line, things go wrong. And Bruce turns up to talk to Lois about it. Lo and behold, it turns out that Superman, in his world, in his experience, he's been gone 20 years.
Yeah.
But for everyone else, it's just been a couple of hours.
Yep.
Christopher Priest, he always does this. This is how he writes. He writes with these little blocks in the text. No matter what I've seen him write, whether it be indie books, DC books, he's always done this. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm not sure if it's an affectation of his writing or what. But you see it, and it's kind of there. Art-wise, the art works for the majority of the time, I feel. However, things get a little bit confusing. Freyja, you might be able to help me on this one because you're our like resident art guru on this. I don't understand the water on this because they have to go underwater, and you can see here that Soups is wearing a breathable mask.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, everybody's underwater. He flashes. Green Lantern's got his little green bubble over his head there so he can breathe. Diana's not got anything over her head. She can't breathe underwater. And then Martian Manhunter, well, I suppose he can get gills, but you don't see them. And then I'm like, what's going on? So my wife and I were looking at this book, and I was kind of going through it like, I can't see it. What's going on? And the only thing to think of is they're at the bottom of this spiral that the Flash is creating.
Yeah.
So that, like, where they are, there's no water. It's like spiraled out. I'm not sure. I think it's really confusing what's going on there.
But then, since when can Aquaman fly?
Oh, but yeah, so he'd have to be in the water to get. Oh, see, the smallest of plot problems can destroy a good book. Because I thought this book was pretty damn good up until these pages. At that point, the wheels fell off the wagon for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to bring it up.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Because I was equally like, what? So, yeah, because Diana last I knew she couldn't breathe underwater.
True.
Martian Manhunter, he's an anomaly because he can,
Phase. Well, if he can phase, how can he hold on to the rope?
Yeah. Yeah, and then I was also thinking, well, Superman can breathe in space where there is no oxygen, so maybe that's why, but they still gave him the mask on his face, which doesn't make sense. And then Green Lantern, his little air bubble is gone. And now I want to get started on Diana and that frickin' what is wrong with Diana in the background? Oh my gosh.
She talks underwater.
That too. They talk. They're talking to each other.
Fellow right there in the middle. Where's my cursor? That one. There. Yeah. She's talking underwater.
Now breathe water.
For a while. I mean, the way she's drawn, she has plenty of lung capacity.
Yeah, she has a very massive chest. And I don't mean her breasts. I'm talking her actual chest. Her rib cage is massive in this for some reason.
So from that point on, I was like, yeah.
No, whatever. Yeah, and I'm just, I don't. Yeah, that whole underwater thing was just. I didn't like it. Like, just keep the mask things on them. Also, I'm highly confused about if Superman was gone for like 20 years and he finally got back to his wife, why is he standing in the room like a freaking creeper? Like, he's not even talking to her, he's just standing there. Wouldn't you be super excited to see like the love of your life after 20 years? Wouldn't you be like, Lois, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. Why is he just standing there? And he doesn't even like talk to her. She's like, hey, Clark, you doing okay? He's just standing there comatose like, and I'm like, dude, that doesn't even make any sense.
I think there's an element of PTSD involved.
Yeah, I guess, but it was just weird. And then I don't like the Lois blaming Bruce thing. I'm like, here's the thing, Lois. Your husband's Superman.
Yeah.
He risks his life all the time. It's not Bruce's. What do you want? Bruce to fly in there? What's he supposed to do? Superman is the guy that goes in first. And what is Superman? Is Clark a child? Can he not make his own decisions? Yeah. He's a grown-ass man, Lois. Don't be blaming Bruce for this shit. You're the one who throws yourself in danger and has no superpowers, it made me dislike Lois in this book. I'm like, just shut the fuck up, Lois. You don't even know what to be mad at Bruce for, because she's like, what did you do? I'm like, what Bruce is, what the hell's wrong with you? I was like, nah, fuck her. I'm not talking to her. Someone else in the Justice League go talk to Lois. She's a bitch.
Fair point.
I'm like, no, she's gonna blame me for this shit. No, I'm not dealing with that. You talk to her. I'm not talking to her. So it's just, and no, here's the thing, nobody else from the Justice League showed up. You should be happy Bruce even decided to show up and be like, hey, this is what happened. But no one else showed up. I don't see Diana there to help and break the news. So they obviously voted on Bruce, going like, who has to break the list? We vote Bruce. Bruce, you go.
Yeah. Do a couple of things. So for me, obviously, look, Wonder Woman was under the water. You can see in the middle panel there.
Yeah, her hair's so wet.
Right. Bruce, I always feel that Bruce is the de facto leader of the Justice League.
Which is weird because in some iterations, he's not even really like a part of them. He just kind of does stuff with them.
I get that. But by the same, but it's kind of like, I hate to bring up migraines on this, but who's the leader of the Avengers? Is it Cap or is it Tony? It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got the person you listen to because they've got the plan. Does that make him the leader?
Well, honestly,
or do you go with the most powerful person? Because if that's the case, Thor's the leader of the Avengers, and I'm not listening to that buffoon no matter what.
No, I'd rather listen to the guy in the suit that has good plans that aren't going to get me freaking killed than the musclehead.
Yeah.
The musclehead he's like the bodyguard to the leader, essentially. Yeah. Like, he's the one you send in first, but he's not the one in command because because I have seen so many like Justice League things with like Superman, and I'm like, your plan sucked, dude. Clark, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, what was
he's a farm boy, isn't he? That's the problem, yeah?
No, it's not even the farm boy thing. I'm just like, Clark, how does that not make just like, really, Clark? Because I think there was, what was it? Was it TV? It's Justice League TV show and something, and they had like a comet heading towards Earth, and Clark's like, well, maybe I can just move the Earth out of the way. But I was like, I can't even explain to you what is wrong with that. What is wrong with that plan?
That's Clark? Justice League Doom, the animated movie.
It was like, what is that plan? And then there was it the Ultimate Unlimited Justice League, where they were like framed for something, and Clark's bright idea was like, well, we'll just admit to this and go be locked in prison, and then hopefully they'll find the person who's actually in charge. I'm like, but if you admit to doing it, they're not going to keep looking because they have the people who admitted to doing it. So that doesn't make any sense. And they call Bruce, and he's like, no, that's a stupid idea. And he hangs up on them. He's like, what? No, that's the dumbest idea. I'm not doing that. They're like, well, we voted. He's like, I'm not really part of the Justice League, so bye. I was like, Clark does not have good plans, is what I'm saying. And I don't like people like, well, those aren't canon. I'm like, well, here's the thing. I can't think of any plans really that Clark comes up with in the Justice League that are like the greatest.
Yeah, I think Clark's role in the Justice League is to listen to Batman. When somebody says, Batman, that's crazy. Clark steps up and says, "No, that's what we're doing," and everyone listens because it's Clark. That's kind of that's
he's the muscle man behind
so it's
the brain.
interesting. It's interesting you bring up the Justice League doom about pushing the planet out of the way.
Yeah.
On Old Timers a little while ago, we talked about we did team ups, and in the Superman Adam Strange book that I picked in one of DC Comic Presents, that's what he does. We create a time warp, like a wormhole in space, and Superman is seen pushing a planet through the so it's a nice little Easter egg. I thought when I heard that line in Doom, I was absolutely giggling because I remember the comic book that happened. So.
Yeah, because I was like, "What?" And it's really funny to me because my niece is really into space and stuff, and so we went to the planetarium and watched the show that they have, and they're like, this is the habitable zone that your planet can be in, that that can support life, and if you're like moved, everyone will die because it'll destroy your atmosphere. I was like, Clark, don't touch the planet. He'll kill everybody. He'll push them out of that zone and kill everyone.
He's like a bad driver. Don't pull out the parking zone. You'll kill somebody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, dear me. For this book, I think it's going to have to be it's going to have to be wait and see. I think.
Yeah.
I think there's enough premise to make it interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long that can keep going. I do like the fact that it's a 10-issue series, so at least we know there's like a definitive end. My last comment I'll mention about this book, it's not really a book about this book per se, but you mentioned Wonder Woman. News has filtered in, of course, over the last week that Tom King is going to be taking over Wonder Woman later this year with the storyline that she's a fugitive from American soil. Are you interested in this story? I know you're not a Wonder Woman fan, but
she's a fugitive on American soil, or she's a fugitive from the U.S.
Yeah, that's great. Fugitive from the U.S., but she's still trying to live in the U.S. So see what happens. But I know we've not always loved Tom King, especially on Batman.
Yeah.
But take the art aside, I loved the Supergirl book. Everyone kind of liked it. Are you excited that Tom King's taking on Wonder Woman? Or are you kind of
okay? So
bearing in mind, I've got my
I'm not. The thing is, it's Wonder Woman, so my interest is already at a low. And then you slap Tom King on it, and I'm like, so it's something. Because I'm not a fan of Wonder Woman. I like Yara, but but I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm not excited for it, but I'm not going to shit on it yet unless it deserves it.
How gracious of you, Freyja. How gracious.
I'm just the kindest, I am
not going to dish your book until I've read it.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna. I'll go in open-minded. I'll give it a shot. I'm not going to make up my mind that it's going to be garbage because that's not how I go into comics. I always go in with an open mind, even if it's something I'm not interested in. Mm-hmm. But I will go in. I won't carry any, prejudices from the past books that he's done that I didn't like. But if it's good, I'll admit it's good. And if it sucks, I'm going to be straight up and say it sucked because I don't suck up to anyone. So unless I want to.
And that's a story. That's a podcast for
that's another story.
Yeah. I'll say, I'm with you on this. I've just liked Tom King's work more than I've liked it. Supergirl for me was an absolute blast. I thoroughly enjoyed that book.
Yeah.
But by the same token, I didn't enjoy Heroes in Crisis, and I didn't enjoy his Batman run. So.
Oh yeah, Heroes in Crisis. I completely forgot about that whole book. I didn't like it so much.
There you go. All right. Okay. This book shouldn't take that long.
Nope.
It's this bad boy. This is Batman Spawn Unplugged. Written by Todd McFarlane, art by Greg Capullo, inks by Todd McFarlane, and there are assists also from Jonathan Gallion. There is no letterer or colorist.
No.
I wonder why. Why is there no letterer, Freyja?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Can we try and solve that mystery right now?
Yeah.
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 Because this is the black and white, no words, no colours, as original book as you're gonna get. There you go. So tell me, why'd you pick this book?
It was very different,
Okay.
and Spawn's involved, and I love me some Spawn. It is very unique. You really have to be paying attention. They're telling the story through the artwork, which is nice. The Court of Owls is involved. Spawn shows up and beats the crap out of Batman. It's I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of liked it.
Did you read the version with the words a couple of months back?
No.
Ah,
So maybe that's why I liked it.
okay.
I will take a look at the one with the words though. But I don't know. I like that it's gory, as everything involving Spawn should be. It's dark. That's why I liked it in the black and white. I don't know. I just like things unique. I love Spawn's design because I especially like Spawn's design when he like goes like Batman-esque. With the ears, he's beating the Court of Owls guy. At first Talon, yeah. And it was very interesting. They brought in the Joker from
Death in the Family.
Death in the Family.
Death of the Family, I should say.
Death of the Family. Yeah, they brought him in. You get to see under that nasty face, see the actual nasty face or lack thereof. It's very, I love, can you find it? It's on like page
40, I'm getting there.
43 or something.
43.
Yeah, I think it's page like 43. The Spawn Batman that I like.
Well, there's the Joker that you mentioned.
Yeah, the Joker, those creepy little Joker children.
43.
Yeah, it's pretty far. I think it's 43. It's either 43 or 42, 44. That was a good shot too.
That is a good shot. Let me just move back. I've got too many windows open. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Past that bit? That one?
Yeah, that one. I like that one a lot. I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to my art. I like things that kind of look sketchbooky, but not sketchbooky. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like things look better in black and white than with color. And then
I'll give you that. I will agree with you on that one. Some art doesn't need color to be good.
Amazing.
Exactly.
So this one I liked because but I will go back and read the one with the actual words involved, but I thought this was unique, and I like when they do different things. And yes, you may fall on your ass and you get blood on your face, but at least you're trying different things. And that's all I really, it's one of the things that I want my comic book artists to do, is just don't fall into the same old rut. I mean, some people like that. Maybe I'm just weird, but I like this. This is interesting. It's something I would probably buy. But I wouldn't keep it with my other comics. I'd keep it with like my art books that I have.
I think that's a really great distinction you've made there, Freyja. I think this example of black and white without the words, it is an art book. You can follow the storytelling across, and there is a pace to things. Context might be lost, but still, when it comes to the art, I look at this book and I think to myself, man, I wish Greg Capullo was still on Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at it and I think, he was a great artist for Batman. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How good is his art? It makes me want to go back and read The Court of Owls in the first instance.
Yeah.
I get that back in the day he was viewed as a bit of a knockoff of Todd McFarlane. I get it. I understand that. But still, he has honed his pencil skills now. The Joker, I like this version. I like the aesthetic of this Joker over the standard Joker.
Yeah, he's a lot creepier.
Exactly. And funny thing happened to me on the way to work. It just kind of it resonates. It works well. I'm not a Spawn fan. I'll say that now. So the whole swathe of this book has no massive interest in me or for me. But I do like seeing the court again. And the bit where Batman just stabs the dude. believable. When I flicked through this the first time, I was like, "Oh, he stabbed someone. He's not supposed to do that." And then, of course, when you go back and proper examine the stuff, you realize it's a talon, and he's just kind of, there you go, have at it. Interesting. Good book, good art.
Yeah.
Story wise, you got to go back. I think the original came out in January, so you got an
Yeah.
opportunity there to still go out and get that.
Yep.
But no, it's an interesting book. I'm glad we had a chance to look at it. The black and white work, especially with Batman. Maybe not so much for Spawn, because Spawn needs that like
The red pop to him.
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
and the green. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like what looking at Ghost Rider on the black and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see the flames, right?
Yeah. That is one thing I will say they could have done in this is have just the red or just the green colorization pop sometimes with the black and white, which they've done with the past. Yeah, they did those special. I'm not meaning like, oh, everything has to be like, no, only like specific things of Spawn is red. Like keep everyone else in just black and white, but then like Spawn's eyes or his flames or his cloak or something, it'd be the only color in the entire thing.
Well, you're a Spawn fan, so therefore let me ask you this question. It's been ages since I've looked at Spawn.
Yeah.
I think I looked at it on Old Timers a couple of times. The premise with Spawn is every time he uses his demon power, it takes a chunk of his life force, right?
Something like it's
something like that.
Yeah, it's like a soul. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no clock in this at all.
No.
Has Spawn transcended his ability to that? Is he now just a demon, like a fully fledged demon that just goes around doing his thing?
I don't think so.
I don't know, because I expected the little clock, which would have helped with some of the, which could have then been used to help with some of the piercing.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't include that, but yeah.
Interesting. I say interesting. Nobody else cares but me, of course.
No one cares. Yeah.
No one cares. Johnny, shut up. It's a great book. Yeah. Whatever. Hi,
great art.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. No spelling mistakes in that one, thank God.
No symbol swearing either. No symbol swearing.
My wife and I were in a local supermarket this morning, and we're at the customer service desk, and my wife was like, "You spelled inconvenience wrong." My wife is a grammar Nazi. I've said this before, right?
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah. My mom's the same way, but she's a teacher, so she's like, "No, that's wrong." I'm like, "Yeah,
Mom
said that wrong."
if it's spelled wrong, she won't order there. It's as simple as that.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah. We're going to coffee shops. If you can't spell cappuccino, you can't make them.
Good luck eating in the U.S. We misspell things on purpose here.
Right. But tell me about it. I write reviews. I have to drop the U every time.
Yeah.
Because it has a U in it, everyone, so just favorite. All right. Justice Society America #3 is our final book, written by Jeff Johns, art with Michael Janin and Jerry Ordway. Colors are by the incomparable Jordi Belair, who everyone should know I love now because I've talked about it enough. John Cleese also helps out on colors. Letters, Rob Lee, who tends to work a lot with Jeff. This book for me is an absolute peach of a book. It is everything that you want from a Jeff Johns book, minus the pretensions of grandeur that sometimes go with things like the Doomsday Clock. Oh, that's a big opening line, wasn't it? Excellent. That advert for that book. So basically, Huntress, the Helena Wayne Huntress, has been sent through time to try and save the Justice League. We all saw in issue 1 that Per Degaton had turned up, had used time manipulation to take out her version of the Justice Society, which included things like Dr. Fate, Power Girl, and so on and so forth. In the last ditch to save the Justice Society, Fate sent her through the time. She's already met the 40s version. This is like her version, but a little bit before her time. And she's explaining what's going on. This book is kind of like a catch-up book to some extent. The Snow Globe is a massive, massive hint as to what's going on. Snow Globe, last you saw it, was in Flashpoint Beyond, also by Jeff Johns. So pay attention, folks. That's going to be important. Story-wise, it's a setup issue. Lots of good dialogue, lots of interesting interactions. Love love the Power Girl costume. I think she really suits the long trouser look, not just the leotard look. I love the interaction with Justice Society. I would buy a Justice Society book over a Justice League book in a heartbeat. I buy this book. What can I say? I love the contrasts between the Janin art and the Ordway art to try and differentiate the time periods. Great. Not keen on the Huntress costume. I'll say that now. Get that out of the way. But all in all, an intriguing read that has so much more promise down the line. I am really keen into this. I am massively looking forward to this book. For me, this is the best book DC's putting out on a regular basis right now. And that, yes, I know I love Batgirls, but that's getting cancelled. So I think there's just a sense of maturity. You have to have a head for what's going on. It's not a quick read. It's just a fun book. I really liked it. I even don't mind the change of characters. So you've got Wildcat as a female Wildcat. You've got a female Dr. Midnight as opposed to the more traditional. You've got the Khalid Khalid Dr. Fate, not the Kent Nelson one, although he appeared in the last issue. So I think there's enough going on there. And of course, one of the things that makes it really tick is Per Degaton seems like a genuine bad guy.
Yeah.
He's not the Per Degaton of yesteryear where he'd say something kooky and they'd be able to beat him. He looks like a proper menace. So the series for me is ramped up here somewhere. I mean, yeah, fair enough. The good guys are probably going to win out anyway, but still, that implied threat is massive for this book. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, massively so. Freya?
All right, so
not so much.
Well, the thing is, so we're on
great cover as well.
It's a great cover. Yeah, the cover is fantastic. My main issue is that how many issues are we getting from this? 10, 12?
I don't know.
Yeah,
is it not ongoing?
It might be ongoing. So I was like, okay, cool. But if the arc is, it depends on how long this arc is. If it's a continuation, long one, I won't. My whining will, cease for this. But it's issue 3, but we're still doing setup.
Yeah, well, you've got different time periods. You've got to introduce each one.
I know, but that's my whole thing. Is like, well, how long is this arc going to be? If the arc is really short, and we have like 3 issues of setup, and then it just rushes at the end, like, we've had happen before, then I'll be very upset because I whine about pacing all the time with these books. And so if the arc, I do. So if the arc is going to come to an end at like issue 6 or issue, 10 or something, and they rush everything because they're setting up for too long, then I'll have then I'll have an issue. If it's a long and it continues for, after 10, 12 books, then, okay, cool. They can set up for 3 issues or something. But I agree with the bad guy. I don't even think he has superpowers. I think his only ability is using that machine that they created during World War II. I don't even think he's powered at all. He just, he takes the little Stewie Griffin time travel disc with him and just travels through time to set things up. But oh my gosh,
it's like a bad version of Quantum Leap.
Yeah, except he's not leaping into people's bodies. He's in his own body. So I was like, it's very interesting. He can like hop around through time on the disc like Stewie Griffin can. I don't know where I don't know if someone did that before that, but that's all I can think about. And that's why he beats them. I don't think he has any superpowers, which is really interesting, and I really like because it's very Lex Luthor-y, using
brains over power.
Exactly, intelligence over power. And so I'm interested. I agree. I like the story so far. I like the art so far. I like the JSA members that they have picked. Sorry, I'm a little tired.
I'm sorry to keep you awake. Sorry. That extra hour is absolutely killing you, isn't it?
Extra hour? I lost an hour. What are you talking about?
Well, you gained it last year. So
but I'm finding it interesting. I like the like you said, the different art styles that they're mixing
Mhm.
together. But yeah, it's I'm interested to see where it goes, and I hope it's a longer arc and not a short one. And I hope they get their pacing right.
Yeah, true. My only issue, I do have a problem with the book. It's kind of on this page. I didn't think Dead Man could communicate unless he was inhabiting a body.
Who says he's not?
Well, because he's not drawn like that. Normally, what would happen is you draw the character that he's inhabiting, and his spirit would be hanging around him, sort of thing, like a halo type thing, like a shadow type thing.
Well,
to me, that seems like the talking.
Maybe not this Dead Man. They changed other characters.
Yeah, true that. True.
I mean, that is weird, but we also have Detective Chimp hanging out with them and stuff.
Well, I don't mind Detective Chimp.
Yeah,
Actually, it's one of the first times I can say that. I actually don't mind Detective Chimp. I wasn't overly enamored with him on Justice League Dark. I'll say that. But then again, I think Justice League Dark ended up being something of a mutt of a book. It just didn't know what it wanted to be. If you want to do horror, put the horror stroke magic characters in it. It just leave it at that.
We didn't need Wonder Woman.
Didn't need Man-Bat.
Or Man-Bat, yeah.
So if you were going to do a Justice League Dark book, I would have Mordor on it. You know, the bad guy of Dr. Fate, because that would be the dark element. Yes?
Yeah.
You still
I agree.
the magic element is in there because he's Dr. Fate's nemesis. But then you'd have him in there to add that additional magic, that's how I would do it, but I don't get paid by DC, so
yeah.
I understand why they put Wonder Woman on totally because they need the bump for the Trinity character, but Man-Bat, a creature of science on the magic team, just is bonkers. Just doesn't fly. Well, obviously he does fly, but it's a different type of fly.
Yeah. I don't know. Justice League Dark was such a disappointment to me. Because I wanted a good Justice League Dark, but obviously that's never gonna happen. And
put Batwoman on it.
They should have had Batwoman. I think it probably should have had I'm Obsidian. Just put freaking Obsidian.
Ooh, that's a shout.
Yeah.
Yes. So you go. Let's just quick make a list. You go Obsidian. Go on. Who's on your Justice Dark team? Obsidian.
I would have had Obsidian. I would have had Constantine, obviously. I would have had Zatanna, obviously. Let's see. Who else would I want? Onyx. Those three. So I want a Green Lantern type on there.
Is there a horror Green Lantern?
Well, not unless you're talking like the Black Lantern, no. Yeah. So it's like maybe maybe. Or no. There's a lot of characters. One thing, like I would have to dig deep into like all of the old characters, but yeah, Man-Bat should not have been on there at all. Detective Chimp is debatable because you want like one of the smart characters to equal out for like Batman, kind of. But yeah, maybe that's where I would put Batwoman, honestly.
Yeah,
is right there because she
used to work with the DOE, didn't she?
Yeah. Let's see.
So I'm with you on. I agree with you on Constantine and Zatanna. I will put Mordor on there for the Dr. Fate type character. I will put Batwoman on there for the DOE experience.
Dead Man.
No, you want Dead Man?
I would put Dead Man.
I would go linked to Batwoman. Is it Johnny Bones?
Johnny Bones?
You know the floating skull that they have? Remember the department? Is that what his name is?
What's his name? Johnny Bones? Yeah. Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones, there you go.
Yeah.
That's how I would go. I'd have him.
Mr. Bones.
It's kind of like the kind of setup guy.
Yeah.
To kind of like get people to like, oh, this is the mission. So something. Yeah, that's how I would go with. And then that would cause friction because Constantine doesn't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
That's how I would go.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones.
There you go. Excellent. There you go. So, DC, if you're listening, bear in mind we got back Birds of Prey cancelled.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Just saying.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
All right,
Yep.
Freyja and I
Yep.
want we want
Crazy.
credit. We want credit for the new Justice League Dark.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do. If it does well. If it's crap, then no, I'm not associated.
If it's crap, blame Matthew.
Yeah, blame Matthew.
Yeah, because he's not here, so then he couldn't chip in.
Well,
I'm sure he'd have put Red Hood on there as well at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll blame Matthew and Josh. They're both to blame. If
What-
it's good,
what-
it's Johnny and Freya. If it's bad, it's Matthew and Josh.
Yeah, because they didn't want because they couldn't have Red Hood and they couldn't have Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, no Teen Titans Go.
And on that note, we're done for another week. Thank you so much, Freyja, for hanging out.
No problem.
Excellent. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows, including Freyja.
K-pop Cosmos. Once a month, we talk about and highlight a K-pop group.
Cool. Excellent. More fishnets, please. And don't forget, of course, the Old Timers Comic Book Show for all you old timers who enjoy the comics of yesteryear. You've got the No Price Podcast, which is this show but Marvel, including Disney Plus and the MCU. So expect some Mandalorian on there and maybe some dinosaur, Ant-Man, Moon Girl, and some dinosaur thing.
Are we going to talk about the Shazam movies?
No, because I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen the first one. Never mind.
Me neither. I haven't seen the first one.
Nope.
I think I'll watch it today.
Yeah, if you want this to see about Shazam, it ain't going to happen. Sorry. Nope. All right, Freyja, as I said, thanks very much.
No problem.
Appreciate your time. I've been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes, and as always, adios.
Bye, guys.